Alrighty, my friends, Iceberg with Dillon Brothers Harley Davidson, and today I get the honor to take out the brand new 2018 Harley Davidson Sport Glide. I like the design on this bike. It's one of the new lineups of the Softails, so it does have the monoshock underneath there. With the you can adjust your preload to get it to fit for the way you want to ride. It has the brand new Mantis rims, which I like. I think they're pretty cool looking. Quick detach saddlebags. One click, they're off the bike, so you can slim it down to a nice, just streamlined Softail. It has the new fairing, which a lot of people, to be honest, are kind of on the fence about. And I myself am one of them. I'm interested to take it out for a rip, see how the functionality of it is. But overall, I think this is a beautiful addition to the Softail lineup from Harley. And I'm excited to get it out on the road. So let's quit talking about it and go take it for a rip. All right. First thing, and most important, the heartbeat of this motorcycle is definitely that Milwaukee Eight 107. This thing absolutely screams. It's a rigid mount engine with counterbalancing. They felt that it was very important to do the rigid mount on this bike so you didn't lose any of that horsepower. Sometimes on those rubber mount bikes you can lose a little bit because of the flex. This one, you have power for days. Absolutely love this engine. Harley really just smashed it with this new Milwaukee 8 series. Some of the features of this beautiful Sport Glide. You have the up front fairing, which I must say, the fairing itself is more for looks than anything else. Whether you love it or hate it, it is a quick detach. It can come right off. It does do a nice job of keeping some of the wind off your chest, but as far as keeping wind off your face, not so much. But there's easy solves for that. Either wear a full face helmet like myself, or drive a Prius. The choice is yours, my friend. I personally prefer the full face helmet. Let's move down a little bit on the bike. You got the nice tack here. You got your digital readout. You have your gear indicator, your mileage indicator, obviously your speedo, fuel gauge, all put together right for you right there. Harley, the handlebars and switches are your standard Harley. They're right at your thumbs, right at your fingertips. Very nice, put together, easy to manage. But as I said before, this thing is a torque monster and it is a blast. Let's go back to the back of the bike, if you will. Obviously, this is the new Softail frame with the monoshock underneath. It is preloaded. You can go ahead and adjust it to your liking. I have to say, for me, this new frame and suspension setup is fantastic. Handles like a dream. Very nice, smooth ride. The shock, as I said, you can adjust it for your weight if you're going to have a passenger riding with you. I absolutely think Harley really knocked it out of the park with this new redesign on these frames and the suspension. Just an absolute blast to ride. This bike also does come with the quick detach saddlebags on the side, which I think is really nice. It gives you kind of that, that nice classic line Softail, but you can use it in a touring sense as well. And the bags come off 1, 2, 3, one button, you snap them off, gone. Same with the fairing. You can strip it down to just a nice, sleek looking Softail. I really, really like the design on this bike. As far as performance goes, as I said, first and foremost, it's that engine. All the torque you can ever want for a Harley lover. Smooth, nice delivery on the throttle. And just the handling of this bike. Really, you can really move it around. It's a nice light frame. I like that. Some of the bigger touring bikes, you don't have so much mobility on them. This one you can really kind of thrash around and bend to your will. just an absolute blast riding this bike. Like myself, there's a lot of people out there right now. This is a very highly talked about motorcycle. It's a new line for Harley, a new machine, and so of course there's going to be all sorts of opinions of love it or hate it. I personally, the looks of the bike, I am a fan of, but you cannot judge this thing until you yourself get out and ride it. I can break down specs for you all day and tell you how I feel on the machine, but ultimately, I gotta tell you, don't pass judgment on the Sport Glide until you take it out for a rip, because this thing is an absolute blast to ride. Yeah, we're going to continue going straight. Because I'm not quite ready to get off this bike yet. Yeah, I really can't say enough. Part of the design on this bike, which I'm a fan of, I really like those new Mantis rims that come on this thing. I think they're nice and aggressive looking, and if you're going to name a bike a Sport Glide, it should have that sporty lines and aggressive look to it, and I think the rims really kind of set it off. Gas tank is nice. This is a vivid black model, obviously. I like the badging that they've done with it. Just all around, I'm extremely pleased with this Sport Glide. I think it's a great new addition to the Softail lineup. And as I said, I can give you my opinions all day. You can read up on specs about it all day. But ultimately, my friends, you need to stop out to Dillon Brothers Harley Davidson and take this bike out for yourself. I really think you're going to be extremely pleased with the handling, the power, and just how much fun this bike is to ride. And I mean, ultimately, that's what it's about. You want to have fun on your motorcycle. If you're not having fun on your bike, there's no purpose in riding it. So really, friends, stop out and get yourself a test ride on this Sport Glide. You truly will not be disappointed. As always, from the entire Dillon Brothers organization, thank you so much for checking out this ride review. I have a blast doing it, man. It's a real privilege and part of my job to be able to get out and ride some of these new machines. And as always, friends, please gear up, ride safe. Thanks a lot. Sunday drivers on a Monday, taking their time, cruising the streets. Sunday drivers on a Monday. Crap, my microphone's still on. Durr.